times I will hear parents or even some coaches say that if a college coach shows up to your court, you need to either wave and do nothing or completely ignore them. And this actually could not be further from the truth. So in this video, I'm going to help you dig into different things that you can actually do to help make that moment something useful in your kids' recruiting process. So a lot of the times people will say things like ignore them or don't talk to them just because they simply don't understand the actual rules and regulations that college coaches have and around recruiting at an actual tournament. So the NCAA coaches do have very strict rules on how and when they can talk to players, but there are so many other divisions and associations that don't have these restrictions. So you could be setting yourself up for failure or missed opportunities if you're just completely ignoring a coach when they truly, genuinely want to talk to you and want to talk to your child. So inside my Coach on Court method, I lay out all these rules and regulations. I actually even read them from the manuals themselves and give you the links to those manuals so you know I'm not making anything up. You can see the proof for yourself. Another thing that a lot of parents aren't exactly prepped for is how their kid should be acting throughout the tournament. A lot of times there's a misconception that college coaches watch your kid during the play or while they're on the court, and that's what they're only watching. But in reality, college coaches are observing the player in so many different ways. They're looking at them during timeouts. They're looking at them between games. They're looking at how they're talking to their parents. They're looking at so many different things. And if you're a parent that has desired to instill quality character traits into your kid, you want to make sure that they're putting those forward so that a coach can see that and see how they can add value to that coach's roster. But maybe you need some backup and reiterating those so that your kid knows that it truly is something that's a big deal. It's something that matters. How they act off of the court matters just as much as their skills on the court. So that's also in that Coach on Court method. I'll put a link to it below. And then the other thing that I see a lot of parents kind of falling victim to a little bit is they see a college coach come to their kids' court and then they almost have a moment of panic or they almost freeze or they're unsure of what to do. I've even had a family that I've worked with in my inner circle that a coach that was recruiting their child came and sat by the mom, and the mom was like so unsure of what to do. She didn't speak the entire game. So make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you know the rules and regulations of what these college coaches are having to follow so that you can stay within those bounds, maintain your kids' college eligibility, but also show a coach that you're a family that they can bet on. You're a family that that coach can invest in. That's a family that's going to make their program better. So if you want information on how to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, your kid's best foot forward, you're understanding all of the rules, definitely grab that Coach on Court method because there's so many false ideas and opinions that really could be holding your family and your kid back. Because college coaches are not just recruiting quality skills. There's a lot of good skills out there. They're recruiting kids that can add character to their team. They're recruiting kids that they feel like want to be with their team for years. And they're recruiting kids that they feel like they can invest in to help them win championships and achieve their own goals. The college world is interesting now, and you guys see it. There's the transfer portal. There's kids going to 5 different colleges and so in 4 years. I mean, it's nuts. And so there's a whole group of college coaches that are just craving kids that genuinely want to perform, genuinely want to get behind a coach's plan. And if that's your kid, if your kid is not the 6'8" beast that is getting recruited and constantly have coaches on their court, then this Coach on Court method is truly going to be an amazing solution to these problems. I mean, you're already paying thousands of dollars to go to these big tournaments to try to be in the presence of college coaches, but just being in the same room as a college coach does not mean that college coach is actually watching your kid. And also too, if a college coach comes up to the court because they're there to watch someone else, that doesn't mean that their presence means they're watching your kid. Their mindset is they're evaluating someone else. If your child does awesome and plays really well, yes, there is potential that that coach could like them and want to continue on further. But college coaches are humans, and the way the human brain works, it's going to be a lot better if you've answered their questions and kind of tear down through their fight or flight response, their questions, their apprehensions and fears about your kid, and then allow them to get to your court, because then they'll be able to evaluate them in a logical way to see if your kid can actually solve a problem for their team, rather than evaluating them in an apprehensive, red flag, danger, danger type of way. So if you're wanting to make the most out of this club season, I highly, highly suggest you grab the Coach on Court method. It will be something that gives you so much information. It will help you feel way more secure in understanding the rules and terms and recruiting calendars. And it'll also give you some backup on helping your kid make sure that they're prepped to put their best foot forward to show these college coaches, so that you guys can make the most out of this club season. Because I don't want this club season to go by for you and you're regretting saying, oh, I wish we would have done this, or, oh, I wish we could have reached out more, or different things like that. We don't want to do that. We want to start now. We want to push forward. We want to make sure we are investing our time, energy, money into the right tools that will help your child achieve your dreams, so that you can continue to provide them with the opportunities that you wish you would have had when you were younger. So grab the Coach on Court method. I have a link to it below, and I'll see you in the next video.